There is a remarkable and evolving story happening in American politics today. This is a story that highlights the growing influence and presence of Indian Americans and people of Indian origin in the political arena. What we're witnessing is not just a trend, but a transformational shift in the landscape of US politics, where people from the Indian diaspora are not only breaking barriers, but also reshaping how we think about representation, leadership, and diversity in America. Let's begin by looking at the sheer number of Indian Americans entering politics. Indian Americans, a group that makes up about 1%, just over 1% of the US population, have historically been underrepresented in the political sphere. However, over the past few decades, there has been a marked shift. The Indian American community is now one of the fastest growing ethnic groups in the US, and this demographic is beginning to find its voice in local, state, and national politics. Indian Americans bring a unique perspective shaped by their diverse backgrounds, education, and work ethic. They've often come to this country seeking the American dream, an aspiration that resonates deeply with their political ideology. But beyond that, they also bring a wealth of knowledge, experience, and a deep understanding of the issues that affect both of their communities and the broader American society. It's this combination of factors that is helping them make a significant impact in US politics today. And there's no better illustration of this than the rise of Indian American politicians in high-profile positions across the country. Take Kamala Harris, for instance. Kamala Harris made history in 2020 as the first woman of South Asian and Black descent to be elected Vice President of the United States. Though she was somewhat resistant to speak about her Indian origins, her rise to the second highest office in the land was nothing short of historic and laid foundation for more Indian Americans to help shape the future of the nation. But Kamala Harris is far from the only example. Raja Krishnamoorthi, a Democratic official from Illinois, has been in office since 2017. He is one of the first Indian Americans to serve in the House of Representatives and has built a legacy as a leader focused on bipartisanship and inclusivity. Pramila Jayapal, who represents the 7th District of Washington State, made history as the first South Asian American woman elected to the U.S. House of Representatives and represents most of Seattle, a major city on the west coast of the U.S. And it's not just at the federal or national levels. Indian Americans are also making strides in local and state politics. Nikki Haley, former governor of South Carolina and U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, became one of the highest profile Indian American figures in Republican politics. Like her or dislike her, her rise to prominence reflects the growing influence of Indian Americans in the political landscape and across party lines. Why does this matter? The increasing presence of Indian Americans in politics is significant for several reasons. First, it represents the diversification of political representation in U.S. politics, which has traditionally been dominated by a narrow set of voices, but now the contributions of highly skilled immigrant communities are beginning to have a more profound impact. Indian Americans who have historically excelled in fields like technology, medicine, and law are now stepping into the political arena to advocate for policies that reflect their values and experiences. Therefore, Indian Americans bring a unique global perspective to American politics, which is especially valuable in a world that is becoming more interconnected. Their understanding of international relations, particularly in regions like South Asia, can contribute to more informed and nuanced foreign policy decisions. Furthermore, the presence of Indian Americans in politics challenges stereotypes and broadens the narrative around what it means to be an American. The Indian diaspora, with its roots in diverse cultures, religions, and languages, showcases the richness of America's immigrant story. It reminds us that America's strength lies in its diversity, a nation built by immigrants whose different backgrounds contribute to the richness of the American experience. The involvement of Indian Americans in U.S. politics also demonstrates breaking of barriers. While Kamala Harris's election to the vice presidency was groundbreaking, it's also important to recognize the symbolic impact of these victories for younger generations of Indian Americans and other minorities. For them, seeing people who look like them in positions of power sends a powerful message that you can succeed here. Your voice matters. It's crucial to note the role of Indian American women in this political shift as well. Women like Pramila Jayapal and Neera Tandon, who was recently nominated as the director of the Office of Management and Budget in 2023, are reshaping the role of women in American politics, advocating for policy changes that address the unique challenges faced by women, immigrants, and marginalized communities. As the political landscape continues to evolve in the U.S., contributions of Indian Americans are only expected to grow. With a population of nearly 4 million people in the United States, the Indian American community is becoming an increasingly important voting bloc. As more individuals from this community run for office, serve on key committees, and represent their constituents at all levels of government, they'll continue to shape the future of the nation. As this trend continues and grows, it'll be fascinating to see how Indian Americans and people of Indian origin massively contribute to the next chapter of American democracy. For NDTV, this is Priyanka Deo, signing off. Namaste.